Sharing to group. Where's Tony's group? Looking for Tony's videos. Viewing group. It's so funny how it gets hidden. It's just very random the way they order them. There's my man, Tommy B. What's up, Tommy B? Let me make some quick. Ooh. Oh, yeah, of course you can be in my video. And while you're coming on, let me make some quick invitations, which I think might be a futile thing.
Good morning.
But good morning, Tommy. I don't see you yet. I'm in the middle of this process. But good morning, sir. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Good to have me.
Now, good to have you. Hello, Jezzo. This is actually an awesome stuff going on here. Good morning, Jezzo. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Holly. You know, very recently, hope you don't mind, Tommy. Tommy and I have a rich relationship, but we've been out of touch for like 5 years, and then we just reconnected recently, which is awesome. And I'm into Zen. I'm not a Buddhist, and I'm the furthest thing from an expert about Zen, but I'm into it. I've been into it for years, long time. And so then Tommy was not on Facebook. I said, yeah, I'm doing these Zen videos in the morning. He's like, oh, I'm going to get on Facebook and check it out. And that's the only reason why you're on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that and the quarantine, I got pretty bored. So
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So and he loves these videos. So he proposed to me that we make a podcast, which I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we're working on that, and that'll be coming soon. And it won't be a replacement to this. You know, it'll be something. It'll have commonality with this, but it won't be a replacement to this. But he said, hey, listen, you know, we had a kind of a mentor-protege relationship, even though we were definitely very good friends. He said, would you be a mentor to me? You know, I don't know if you know about me, but I'm a life coach and an entrepreneur and whatever. And I said, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do it. But then just, you know, last night I was laying in bed and I was doing some of my stuff, you know, and I sent Tommy had just sent me a message that we'll talk about the podcast. And I sent him a reply back. I said, how deeply do you want to go into this? Hello, Holly. Hello, Stacy. Into this mentor-protege relationship. You know, do you want to learn NLP? I'm a practitioner of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Good morning, Stacy. Do you want to, you know, maybe become a coach or a Zen coach or a therapist? And he said, yeah, let's do it. So Tommy and I are going to go deep. All right. This is what you're seeing is the scratching the surface of what Tommy and I are going to do. Podcast and this relationship where I'm going to teach him NLP, and I'll become an better NLP practitioner and person in general. Indeed, I'm in the middle right now of a process of renewal, personal renewal. And it's really last few days, especially last night, which had a lot to do with you getting that message, Tommy, and this morning, I renew myself, okay? I'm not talking about reinvention, you know, where you have a whole other look, you know, possibly, or a whole new set of values or agenda. No, that's not it at all. Opposite of that. Renewal, which is when renewal is where, you know, you've got these values and these dreams and goals. Hello, Lucy. And you haven't made the traction towards them that you wanted, okay? When a time like that comes and you're ready, which means you've had it with the ineffectiveness, you've had it with the not necessarily futility, but it could be that, but you've had it with the lack of success, all right, towards these goals or these dreams. That's a time for renewal, okay? And I'm going through that right now, even though I'm doing lots of stuff, but I'm not making the progress that I'd like. Hello, Lucy. By the way, Tommy, Lucy is the wife of the former guitarist of my band, Billy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they moved down to Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm renewing myself. And I suggest to you that's something that you can do. If you're not getting enough, you're not making enough progress in your life, that in the areas that you want to make them and towards the goals that you want to achieve, then that's a great time for renewal, which is to say you make some changes regarding the things that you're already established for you. Okay, so it's not a revolution, it's not a reinvention, it's a renewal, trying to discard things that don't work or
Right.
ineffective or of a limiting value or benefit, and replace them with things that are effective and valuable and effective and useful. That's renewal. I'm doing that right now as we speak, and I'm loving it. Oh, I love it. I love changing in the ways that I want to change, becoming who I want to become. I got news for you. The person who's talking with you right now is not the person that I want to be. Okay? That doesn't mean I don't love myself. I love myself. I like myself. But I'm going for the better me, baby. The better me. The better me, man. The better me makes things happen. He's the better me, in essence, is a self-disciplined motherfucker. Okay? That's the better me. If I say something, it's done. Okay? If I say, this is what I'm going to do, it's done. It's not that I lack integrity. It's just my flaws, get in the way of my effectiveness. Well, I'm in a process. Yeah, there's a process that's been 54 years so far, right? My lifetime. But being that's way too general. But it's also truthful, because I'm constantly, my life is my process. Your life is your process, okay? But that's scoped out. Hello, Amity, right? So you can call your life your process, and you're right, okay? So that's a great way to look at it, because, nothing is over. Nothing is over until you say it's over. Nothing, right? But scope it down, okay? So what's going on now in this era of your life, all right? Okay, that's, chunk it down, scope it down, where, okay, so now I'm in this process. You call it the July 2020 process, if you will, okay? What's going on in your life? What changes would you like to make in your life so that you can have better effectiveness towards your goals? Okay, or do you want to expand more? Call it the 2020. I know a lot of people complaining about this year. This has been some year, right?
Yeah.
With COVID-19 and social unrest. Yeah, it's been some year. Hey, guess what? You're still alive. You're still alive. So there ain't nothing over. All right? And life is always ups and downs, roller coaster. And comparatively to previous Americans and people all over the world, we got it friggin' easy. Easy. Even right now, COVID-19, social unrest. This is a cakewalk. All right, just stay out of the streets when these morons are confronting everyone. All right, just be smart. Oh, be smart in general. What is Holly saying, Tommy?
I think she means.
Okay.
I think she means. Are you listening? Yeah.
But by the way, I just lifted up my cup. This is my second cup. I got up earlier this morning than I have in a long time. And I'm having my second cup.
Zen coffee time.
I've already got a number of things done. Loving it.
Cheers.
This has been a common, cheers, sir. Common theme in these videos is that I forgot. I had it, but I lost it. Cheers. Oh yeah, I got it back. Is that we're human beings, which means that we don't have to do anything. We are a being. Okay. However, Buddha says it. You are what you do. And the truth is that anything that you want to be, you must do to become that being. Okay? Right? Whatever it is. So it's certainly not a misnomer. It's a paradox. Life is extremely paradoxical. To be the being that you'd like to be takes a hell of a lot of doing.
Yeah.
Okay? a hell of a lot of doing. That's simple. Okay. So, are you ready? Is everyone buckled
Definitely.
up for Zen coffee time, morning Zen? All right. Me and Tommy
Tony,
B in the
I don't
house.
know if you knew this. Holly's my girlfriend.
Holly's
That's
your
my
girlfriend?
Yeah, that's my girlfriend, Holly.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to go on a page later and scrutinize her. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding. That's great, man. Okay. This one is from Rainier Maria Rilke. Never heard of him. Rainier. Okay. Or maybe her. Maria Rainier sounds like a man's name, but Maria is a woman's name.
Yeah.
Whatever. Not unimportant. I would like to beg you, dear sir, to have patience with everything unresolved in your heart and to try to love the questions themselves as if they were locked rooms or books written in a very foreign language. Don't search for the answers which could not be given to you now, because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps then, someday in the far future, you will gradually, without even noticing it, live your way into the answer.
Mm,
Interesting.
I like that.
So, what I'm getting from that is that he's like, don't get too into details now, right? Just think about the basic values and direction, right? And go in that direction, and those details will come out soon enough. That's what I'm getting.
Okay. I got
Which,
almost like look at everything as not an adventure, but keep an open mind and be curious. Remain curious about things, and like what he said, locked rooms. Just stay interested. Look for the positive, open angle and everything. Never close your mind, and stay open. Become an open channel to everything. Because if you're not,
absolutely,
you might miss the one thing that sets you on your course.
absolutely. Now, there's an NLP developer. Hey, Billy, how you doing? This, the very person I was just talking about just joined. Hey, Billy, Tommy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Forrest of my band. What's up, bro? Thanks for joining. But there's an NLP developer who says something very profound. He says, you've got one job in life, one job, and that is to keep the channels open. Okay, and what does she mean? Well, she means to be open-minded, but not just open-minded, okay? That's the big thing. But everything that leads to that open mind, your eyes, your ears, right?
Yeah.
All of it, all the channels into this open mind, okay? The outer, the inner, right? That's your one job in life. And I do not dispute it. And you said it in another way.
Yeah.
Right? Because if when you start closing your mind, you're gonna start missing all kinds of shit. All kinds of stuff. And very often it's the very thing that you've been looking for,
Yeah.
that you need, that missing piece in your puzzle. But you got your mind shut, therefore your eyes shut, or you're squinting, right? And you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the very thing right before your eyes that you want to see, if only your mind was open and your eyes open.
Mm.
And as a coach, I basically coach people two typical ways. One where we really define the goals, and then we go for them, right? And that's very motivating if those goals are very authentic. Well, actually, you have to do that first. You have to make sure that those goals are truly significant, and then you clearly define them. Then the person's very motivated, especially as they make progress towards these clearly defined goals. The other approach is to not do that at all and just have the direction. Okay, what are the values you have? what are some, basic ideas that you want to have in life or can see, happening, what are your dreams, and then you start getting moving in that direction. But what happens is, which is great. See, the former way is great and is typically the most motivating. But make no mistake, nothing motivates like action. The great misconception is that, oh, I can't wait till I get some motivation so I can start acting. Fail. Don't work that way. The way it works is you start acting and then motivation comes. That's the great trick. But and the closer you get to these defined goals, the more motivated you are. Well, the more excited you are, right? But it's action that creates the motivation. But the thing is that when you create these goals, you define them, you circumscribe all other goals, right? I want this. That means you don't want that because you made the decision. This is what I want, and things that you may have liked, well, that's out of the picture now because it takes great effort to accomplish these things. So this is a primary reason why people don't like to make decisions to go after goals because they want all these things and they don't want all these things, so they don't decide to go after one or two or four because that would exclude all these others. And so what happens is 90% of the time they accomplish none of the things. Right? So they're like, not happens, nothing, right? Or the other model is they want all these things, and there's a few things that stand out, but they're not clearly defining it, but they start moving in that direction, and then they start having effectiveness and making traction. Hey, Henry, and then more motivation comes. But either way is legitimate and perfectly great. And sometimes as a coach, you'll coach someone to be in one model, and then you'll coach them to be in another model. That's the beauty of a coach. It's very interactive. You got an expert watching another that needs guidance. And you say, whoa, this is a time for you to clearly define. Whoa, this is time for you to just generalize and move in a direction. But what's the key? Keeping the mind open. Always keeping the mind open. I like one of my favorite, I'm an ex-paratrooper, right? Which I used to jump out of the planes for a living. The U.S. government paid me to do that, right? But there's a great saying, and that is the mind is like a parachute. It only works properly when it's open. See, a parachute is great, but it's in a non-functioning state when it's not deployed. Right? Hopefully, when you deploy it, it's going to function perfectly. And believe me, as when I was a paratrooper, I saw a guy dead on a drop zone, and guys get hurt all the time in jumps, especially what we call mass tacks, which is like training style jumps, and not what we call fun jumps, which were with no equipment, and it was really lackadaisical. It was at night, mass tack. It was like 600 guys in the air at one time. I landed. It was a rough landing, and then I heard, people murmuring at the rally points, some guys shooting. Deploy. Actually, what he deployed, and then he pulled his reserve, and then the chutes wrapped around each other, and he sailed in. And then there was a Black Hawk. It was at night with the spotlight on the guy's body. And, the chute was wrapped around him, and I'll never forget it.
Wow.
And it was awful. So obviously, that was like 35 years ago. I'm an old guy, right? And my life continued to this point, and that young man's life cut out, stopped. Right now, granted, we had a very dangerous job, and what happened to him is total proof of it. But the truth is that any one of us could die at any time for any reason, right? I heard someone on this podcast I listened to, because he's such a insane, hateful lunatic. That entertains me. Okay, I'm very into psychology, and I don't know, a twisted punk rocker, so that kind of stuff really entertains me.
Absolutely.
And so he's talking about this political bullshit, propaganda, which I'm so entertained by. That nothing's in your control anymore. Then you finally accept that. Can you accept that now? Hey, newsflash, nothing was ever in your control. The only thing ever that's been in your control is your own attitude.
Exactly.
And that's it. That's it. If you're still alive today, you're just fucking lucky. That's it. That's it. You're just lucky. Your life has never been in your control. Yeah, you make your decisions. Absolutely. Guess what? There's lots of chaos outside your door. Guess what? People even get killed in their own homes. Okay? Chaos comes in. Gas explosion, a murderer, a home invasion, whatever. If you're alive today, you're fucking lucky. That's it.
Yeah.
What's in control? Your attitude. Nothing else. Nothing else is in your control. Okay? Now, hopefully, you can stay out of danger and stay out of the sights of malicious and evil people and accidents. Accidents kill just as much as malevolence, right? Neglect. People are both evil and negligent.
Yeah.
Avoid them both. I don't leave the damn house.
I don't leave the house, right?
Right?
The illusion of safety. The illusion
That's
of
right.
safety.
You hit the bullseye. It's the illusion of safety. Illusion. And we buy into it because we want that. We need that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, right, Holly? Absolutely, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying for a second that you should stress about impending danger and doom. That is the opposite. Because it's just like COVID-19 or whatever. Death is always around the corner. Big fucking deal.
Mm.
So you're born to die. So just live maximally until that certain day comes. You don't know when that day's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe today, maybe 100 years from now. You don't know. So live maximally. Forget about stress and anxiety. That's stupidity. And don't get me wrong, okay? People can be stressed and anxious for good reasons. Absolutely. But I am saying, when I said that harsh statement, that there are better ways to be. You don't have to be stressed and you don't have to be anxious. You can learn things which reduce and eliminate the stress. Even under stressful situations, you can learn things to reduce and eliminate the anxiety, even under anxious situations. You know, the existential paradigm is this, is that as humans, we are not responsible for what happens to us as children. We're not. But as adults, we are responsible for every single thing that we do. That's it. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they don't like. The paradigm doesn't give a shit if you like it or not, because you're still accountable to the world. Doesn't matter that anybody, whoever else buys your bullshit. You can't trick the world. The world, you can't trick it, man. The truth is always revealed sooner or later, right? It's always revealed sooner or later. And cause and effect is always the primal law. Always. And all the other secondary and tertiary laws. Hey, Sean, how are you? Thanks for joining. So, yes, keeping your mind open is the critical thing.
Yeah.
Right? Is the critical thing. Consider the possibilities. Consider that you may be wrong. Consider that I may be wrong. Consider there may be more to the story that you need to know to get a better understanding of the story and getting closer to the truth. Remember the thing about the truth. The truth is a very difficult thing to learn. And very typically, it's too much for us humans, that at best we can only have a fleeting glance of it, okay? Because it's too much. It's too much. I mean, and here's an example that I like to use a lot often. If you can imagine God, all right, this omniscient entity which sees everything in the world, right? Whether there are 8 billion people in the world, trillions of other organisms, right? But God is omniscient and sees it all. Now, imagine for just a nanosecond, a thousandth of a second, you could see that, you would instantly go insane, right? From from the suffering, right? Just from the suffering and the terror. The terror, could you imagine all the terror that's being felt in the world right now?
Oh,
Oh my God,
oh,
just
overwhelming.
the idea of it just makes me, ugh. That's the world, man. The world is a fucking very harsh place. The world is intrinsically unjust,
Mm.
right? Our job is to reconcile with it, is to reconcile with the unjustness of the world, with the terror of the world, with the suffering of the world, the ultimate truth of reality. What do you mean precisely? Hey, Vivian.
Suffering, man. I think
Yeah,
he's talking
and
about
that
suffering.
and the best of us, or not even the best of us, that notwithstanding, we want to alleviate suffering in the world. We want people to suffer less. That's one of my main missions, truly. It actually is my primary mission, is to help people empower themselves so as they don't suffer.
You are a
Okay.
Buddhist, then.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am. Okay, so great stuff, man. Great discussion, Tommy. I really appreciate you being here as well as everyone else. Sean says, just agreeing with you, Tony. Seeing it all at once would drive us insane. Instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly, I contend. So burn it into your mind to stay open-minded. Consider the possibilities. Know that the worst enemy that you have is your own self-righteousness. That's my worst enemy. My worst enemy. Tony Petrosi's worst enemy is my own self-righteousness. Feels good. Feels good to say that truth. It feels really liberating. Say that truth. My
Wow.
own worst enemy is my own self-righteousness. It is. I'm very thankful I could
Heavy.
share that with you now, and you guys help me come to this point right now.
Wow. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, bro. Okay, so let's pick the second and final passage.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
And that is a Zen saying. A Zen saying. I really love my barrel making job, connecting each board into one round barrel. So what do you get from that?
Simplicity?
The guy, what's that?
Well, at first I thought simplicity, gratitude for simplicity, and gratitude for just bringing things together.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. And having something to do of value,
Yes.
right? There's a lot of value for barrels or anything else that you may do, right? If
Right.
you're washing those dishes,
Yeah, right.
that's a very valuable thing. To have those dishes to eat on again, to serve you and others to eat off, whatever.
Right.
Whatever the task, the job, the endeavor, the project. Wow, what a wonderful gift to have it, to have the wherewithal to do it, to be blessed with arms and legs. I always love it when I see videos of people that missing limbs and they're saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, ain't nothing but a thing." I'm like, "Wow, isn't that?" I'm over there not getting shit done. I got two good arms and two good legs, a semi good head, and this guy's got no arms. He's like, "Yeah, I'm kicking ass." He's like, he's a PhD, whatever.
Yeah. That's
all my excuses. It's all masturbation, man.
yeah, dude.
You know,
Puts
the
things in
simplest.
perspective.
What's that?
It puts things in perspective for sure.
Absolutely. I really love my barrel making job, connecting each board into one round barrel. Mindfulness. This is something that it's like I don't have ADHD. even though I thought that I did. And then I went, you know, like 15 years ago, I went to the VA hospital with that, and they tested me and they said, no, you ain't got it. So I was like, yay, oh, yay, oh, yay. Oh. You know, oh, I don't get to make excuses. I don't get to take, you know, say, oh, we're blaming on ADHD. That's why I'm not a billionaire yet. That's why I'm not a guru, because I got ADHD. That's why I haven't lived up to my potential, ADHD. Right? So I didn't have something to blame it on.
Right.
But but I found, and it's very easy to. This society is more and more all the time induces and conditions us to have short-term attention, right?
Definitely.
And we have to fight that or overcome that and not be tricked by it. While I strive to be efficient, I get so I get anal about it and become so inefficient, which is the great irony. Be careful of the paradox of life, my friends. Right? And so I like all this stimulation. I put a little earbuds so I can hear this and hear that, and just so I can constantly be stimulated. But what do I lose? I lose mindfulness.
Oh
Okay?
yeah.
And I just had this this morning, because this is something that I've wrestled with, and I'm turning it into a dance, my friends. You know, I was going to do X and Y, and I was like, okay, leave my earbuds in so I could be stimulated by this and that. And then I said, no. Let me leave the earbuds down and let me go do the thing and think about the thing when I do it.
Wow.
Okay? And that's what I did. And it was beautiful. Guess what? I got something done this morning before this that hadn't been done, that was needing to get done for a month. Just because I decided to be mindful about it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, well, we're on the
earbuds.
same page.
Yeah.
Right? So, bro, join me in the renewal that I spoke of, man, where you make these changes to get to become the better you. And and this process of renewal is extremely, it can really fool us, because we can start off like, say, in a week, and we're like, oh, kicking ass. Same issue there. So you relate too, Sean. You're in the right place, brother. You know, and then you make great progress and for a week. And then what happens is the neural pathways, you know, in the brain, habits are a literal thing. They can literally be seen in the brain. We go back into them. We fall back into the old ways, right? Because that's what the brain's nature to do. It's called the homeopathy of the pain, of the brain. Not the homeopathy, the homogeneous of the brain, where it looks for its level. It looks for its level. All right. And if you're not at this other, if you're operating at this other level, the brain is going to try to bring you back to it. Okay. At this level of operation, as well as these old habits, these neural pathways, which are made in the brain, literally. So
she said, so the dishes will be
done when I get. You better get it. So what happens is, when that happens, is all you've got to do is continue doing it. You're gonna fall back the old ways, and it's gonna be our tendency to say, fuck it, too hard. I tried. You know, this is. You'll rationalize. You'll justify. Don't allow yourself to be tricked by your own ego. Okay.
Right.
Don't rationalize. Don't accept any bullshit from yourself. Push yourself. I'm here to tell you, my friends, for myself, that all the magic happens in the discomfort zone. All of it. 100% of it. You can retreat back into the comfort zone as a reward once you spent enough time in the discomfort zone. All the magic that you want in your life is not in your comfort zone. As a matter of fact, if you're feeling comfortable, rest assured, ain't no magic happening. None. Zero. There's no growth going on. Growth is inherently intrinsically discomforting. Okay, you're shedding the older self, like a snake coming out of his old skin. Okay, it's not comfortable, but it's a completely natural process, and it ain't gonna kill you. It ain't even gonna hurt you. It's only gonna be uncomfortable. All right, the discomfort zone, very powerful message, absolutely, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. Okay, to be mindful, and to find the gratitude, as Tommy hit bullseye, but to be mindful in every task as much as you can be, and to remember that all the growth is in the discomfort zone. And we can reward ourselves in the comfort zone. We all want to be comfortable, but there's no growth in it. There's no growth in comfort. All the growth, you'll know when you're growing when you're uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, there's no growth going on. There's whatever, relaxation, whatever. Okay, great stuff, man. Really great video. Awesome having you aboard, Tommy. We'll talk later on about the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining and especially contributing. Holly, everyone, whatever your reaction is, press that reaction button. This one may be my favorite so far. You guys are killing. Thank you. Really appreciate that feedback and compliment, Sean. Really appreciate it. If you think this is a benefit to someone else, please share it. Thank you. Much love.
Hold on one sec.
Well.
I want to say one thing. 3 weeks, if you want to make a change of a habit, 21 days, they say. Try to stick at it for 3 weeks, 21 days, and you have a way better chance of making that a habit.
Absolutely.
Or breaking a habit.
You know, that is not necessarily true, but is an absolutely great target. Because if you can do it for 3 weeks, the chances are that if it takes whatever else it takes longer to accomplish it, you will accomplish it.
Yes.
So absolutely, sir. Absolutely, sir. Go for 3 weeks, my friends. Thank you. Much love and be well.